If I wanted to end it, I couldn't anyway, because it would need to be an even number. Can I mush the... Okay. I need to... Can I, like, lift the chair up and throw it somewhere? Because there's not a lot of room for me to maneuver here. I'm gonna move the microphone here for a second. Okay, don't move. Let's look under this hood. I looked behind the curtain. Let's look under the hood. So that's plugged in there. Okay. I redid that. Ah. Well, that didn't do anything. Why is it just not... It just is a black screen. At the end of the day, even if we could, like, get the capture, the controller still won't work. That's still a controller issue. What if I don't know what's wrong with the capture. Okay, no, that doesn't work. Alright, I'm going back behind. Well, that's just an entire... I don't know. I don't know. Because on my... I need this microphone again. I wish I could explain this. On my TV, if there's no signal, it will say no signal. But that's not what it says right now. It's just a black screen, which is on the capture and is no longer blue. As if the console itself is a black screen that's being captured. And I don't know why that is. We know that HDMI cable I just used, that I connected just the console to the TV, that did work. It didn't work on the capture because it wasn't through a capture, but it did work. So that means either something on the TV side or more presumably the console side, because I was just using the TV to capture other footage. So what if I replace one of the cables that's currently connected to... Because maybe the PS3 just isn't recognizing that HDMI cable because it's simply too high resolution. Not like there's any alternative way to play PlayStation 3 games. No wonder nobody bought this console. It's got its own proprietary format. Oh, it's a Blu-ray disc. Okay. I'm going to replace... Because the capture card, there is an HDMI that goes in to capture the gameplay, and capture an HDMI that goes out to lead it to the TV so I can see it. Well, I guess hypothetically, as long as it's being captured here, I could just look at the capture screen. So I'll do that one first. The one that's directly plugged into the PlayStation, I'll replace that with the cable I just used and see if that starts capturing footage. Maybe it'll do both or maybe it'll do one. If it only does one, I could at least play off of the capture itself. That's the idea. Okay. Now, okay, well that's not... Maybe it's just trying to capture the capture card, but there's no capture there. Okay. Capture. No. Interesting. Okay, so what I did was the HDMI cable that's directly plugged into the PlayStation, I switched it out with the HDMI cable. I know that it does work. Maybe I switch out the other one and see if that works. If not, I do have another option that we might be coming up on the ability to do so. Then let me try switching that. I think it was this way out. Okay. Still a black screen. So that didn't fix anything at all. Unless, okay, so no. I do have I mean, we know that this PlayStation 3 controller doesn't work. Ideally, I would at least show the game on screen. That's a possibility. I just want to, if the goal here, right, like individual Let's Plays, the goal is like, let's create our character, let's build this house, let's beat this level, so on and so forth, then as of right now, the goal we've made for ourselves for this Little Big Planet 2 Let's Play is to get Little Big Planet 2 on the screen, or at least the PlayStation 3 on the screen. Here's what I can do. And this is risky because I've never once done this before. I don't pretend to understand how any of this works. What we could do is maybe fully... Sorry, something's tilted over. Something fell over. What if I move this and it fixes everything? No, that'd be nice, though. But we don't live in a nice world now, do we? If I just restart the computer, maybe everything will be work and is fine. However, if I want these parts to split evenly, then I've learned the metric now. I know how these work. I follow the rules respectfully. I do what is asked of me. All of these parts, so this will be, Little Big Planet 2 at episode 3, for YouTube's upload limit. They all need to be 11 minutes. And this part currently is at 8? So, well, now it's going to be, well, I won't say now because I'm getting ahead of myself. I think the issue is that I talk too fast. If I just stretched out every word, it would make it so that my sentences take longer to say. Now it's at 2 minutes. I am, in fact, stalling. If I end this, I don't know what will happen if I end the recording 22 minutes early. I don't know if I'm going to be punished for that or if it's going to change anything. In 2 minutes, now I'm getting scared now that there's a countdown, even less than 2 minutes. Bordering now even on, as I continue to stretch out these sentences, to say more words but have less meaning in each individual second. We only have so much time in our individual lives, and what I'm doing right now is an honest way of siphoning it from you, because on YouTube it's not a marketplace. The people aren't paying you directly or compliments or anything. It's all a marketplace of time, of eyeballs, having people's attention. As our attention spans develop for better or for worse over time. What I was saying is what within this sentence, as I have already admitted to stalling, where we're at right now is about a minute away from that ticking clock, and that worries me. Because once a minute has surpassed, we're no longer counting minutes, right? Oh, if it's 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, you're counting minutes, right? Once you surpassed, oh, it's under a minute, that means we're counting seconds. I can't tell you, oh, it's half a minute, because you know what that means. You know that right now, as I'm talking, when I finish what I'm saying, my point is 40 seconds. It's entirely possible that I do this risky maneuver and I restart the computer and the capture just doesn't work anyway. That's a possibility. We live in a world where that could in fact be the case. But now this is getting nerve-wracking. I actually don't know what I'm going to do. I actually don't know if this is I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. I don't pretend to understand how it works. We have 18 seconds left. And I'm honestly, I'm scared to move into that, to take that leap, right? I worry something bad's going to happen to me. What if this is the final time people see me? And it's just a joke like this.